Our topic is obstacles and opportunities. We are actually now passing through very critical time in the history. The whole world is now shaken with the fear. 7 billion people, they're all shaken to the foundation of their understanding about their world view. The COVID-19 came or appeared out of the blue, and it forced everyone to think life in a different way, to go back to isolation, whether you are affected or not. The life in the outside world has come to a stop, as it were. No school, no college, no business centers running, travel has stopped. The singing, dancing, and happiness are all fun. They are all now stopped. Everything has come to a dead stop, as it were. And social distancing, that's also creating a different psychological mood. As we human beings, we are very fond of being close to each other. But this situation is forcing us to think differently. Human being never experienced such a forceful bondage and never panicked so deeply, probably, and never doubted each other because of little sneezing and coughing. Freedom of speaking face to face is a fearful thing. Shaking hands with each other, contacts in any way, all these very human qualities is now have been forcefully taken away by this virus. What an obstacle. Sitting at home, looking at the news of virus spread, we are all coming to a point, sometimes very frustrating and very depressed. Fear is haunting every heart. Am I a victim? Am I going to die? The little cold, little flu, little temperature, which happens maybe all the time, is happening all the time, and it is happening now. But whenever it comes, the question comes, oh, am I a victim of that? We are getting tensed, we are getting frightened. I need not have to talk too much of this type of obstacles which are facing now. Obstacles are there. Everyone is thinking to hoard food items, grocery, basic materials, paper towel to hand sanitizer. And it is now items are becoming little rationed. So this in one type of mood is created in us, in each other, panic everywhere to find what is going to happen next. Daily news in media, we get grim pictures. No adequate hospital facilities, doctors, nurses, they are not equipped with so much facilities as is needed to handle this demand of the night time. Not New York, Los Angeles, Washington State, and all over US, and not only that, it is all over the globe, it has spread its impact. And there is a statistics, if we go through that, we find that as of just now, we found that Worldometer gives at 10:52 timing, total affected people 7 million people, 7,077,000 some thousand. Death is 33,000, recovered 150,000. In US itself, it is a total case 133,000, and total death has reached about 22,363. And already recovered some people, that is about 4,300 something. So if we get this news everyone really is getting much more fearful, much more. This grim picture is taking us to deep depression and frustration in our mind. But there is another wonderful way to look at life. It is that death is but very natural thing. We are dying every day. Even without this virus, how many people are dying for other reasons? But this has become a fear, and it is not to be ignored. We must have to take proper care. But does this obstacle to live freely in the world, as we are always, particularly in America, we want to live the life in freedom. Who is always thinking that I will be subject to this misery, I will be subject to this trouble. And I cannot move somewhere, I cannot talk to somebody, I cannot see somebody. This is a restriction is blocking our life, as it were, and the total freedom, which is very basis of our life, is being jeopardized that way. Yes, these are obstacles, but there is more than that. We have heard that the great question is this: we took it for granted, the opportunities and the lives which we got it, that as if it is very natural in us. We are breathing every second, we never think it is special. There is some grace behind. There is something behind us. We are blinking, we think it is very natural. We are eating, it's very natural. How the body is working, how the sense perception is going on. We never think about anything more. As if given to us this freedom, very natural. Now, at this point, this obstacle is making us think a little bit. It is not philosophy. When Vedanta says everything is changing, is Maya, people will ridicule, Charbak philosophy will come. They say, what nonsense talking. Eat, drink and be merry. That's the life. Okay, we shall eat, we shall drink, and we shall be merry. True. But that does not solve the life's problems. So these problems are there every day with us, but we never paid any attention to that. That's why in the Mahabharata the great question came. The king Yudhishthira was going to drink water, and his all brothers, there is a lake, and there is some jaksha. He was waiting there, and everyone is going to drink water. They said, you can drink water, only you can drink water, you are to satisfy my questions. And what is my question? That question was put, that ultimately the question was put, that ahani bhutani gachanti jamalayam sheshastavaram icchanti kim ascharjam ataparam. Day after day, countless people, countless creatures are going to the abode of yama, means death, dying. Yet those that remain behind believe themselves to be immortal. What can be more surprising than this? So this is a very grand question. You see, some people died. I gave you the statistics. I said that all over the world, the record says 33,526 people died. But it does not affect me anyway. I think I am living. I will live. I am a guaranteed life probably. I will live another 20 years, 30 years, or even 100 years. Who knows? We take it for granted that this is my authority, my naturalness. But we do not know that others are dying. Just we heard one story that almost going to die, one of our monk in New York. He fell unconscious because of this shortage of breath and everything, but no one knows. And just went to give him food and then found that door is blocked. And when they pushed, and he was found out and then taken to hospital and whatever. But life is so momentary. It is just hanging on some little rope, but we take it for granted. And this life is as if it is going with us for eternity. So what is this obstacle? This obstacle sometimes is a reminder to us to think about our life. As I said, Buddha saw that solution, they saw only once in lifetime. He was in much pleasure in his palace, singing, dancing, eating, as his father made that provision. And then suddenly he saw this reality is the other side of life. We saw hundreds and thousands from our childhood till today. Oh, they are dying. I am okay. I have enough time for me. We are taking for granted, I have enough time for me. I can do whatever I like. Other duties, everything should be done. And we'll think later on. So we philosophize and we don't take it seriously. The Buddha saw there is disease, there is suffering, there is old age, there is death. And that alarmed him instantly. A prepared mind. We are not prepared. We are all not prepared. But this obstacle, which has been presented before the whole world, more than 7 billion people cannot deny that threatened to death, thinking, what next? It's a question. That's why it is said, dukkha trayo vighatat jignasa. This is an obstacle. But this obstacle is an opportunity. Because we are not mortals only to born and to die, to eat, sleep and die one day. Life has a meaning. Life has a purpose. We forget that. Vedanta says it's Maya. We are overwhelmed with Maya. And we don't look at the right thing in right time. But it's a global thing, as I always say, it's a headless, tailless, handless, feetless, brainless, eyeless, one virus is dominating the whole world and has forced 7 point some billion people all back to their room. Don't come out. You can look at someone. You can be 6 feet away. See how it is dominating the whole world. This is really impinging into our freedom. Freedom to think, freedom to live freely, freedom to enjoy our life. But no, there is another side of it, is the opportunity. This opportunity is just giving us to think why this is happening, who am I, why am I here, what is the goal. As Buddha simply formulated those rules that death is certain, but death cycle of birth and death continues, and there is dukkha, suffering. Sometimes people think that is a negative philosophy. But today no one says it's a negative philosophy. See the opportune moment. The world thinks together. It is not a theory. It is not a philosophy. That some people who have no other work will go to the forest and think, oh, life is suffering, life is suffering. Life is positive. Yes. But life is suffering. There it does not end. Questioning starts. When you get 3 types of suffering, that suffering, adhyatmic, adhibhautik, adhidoivik. The 3 types of suffering, we are all victims of that suffering. I create some problem for myself. I suffer for that. That's a suffering. I don't do. Some other bhutas, as now the bhutas, virus bhuta. Virus bhuta is now tormenting us, adibhautik, and adidoivik, something, some natural, this is also calamities, like natural calamities, the tsunami, this, that, earthquake. It is not done by anyone, you cannot blame anyone, but some extra potential personality or some force is doing that. So we get suffering from these three sources. But that's not the end. But there is the starting point. Unless we get this suffering, that is the law of the nature probably, we don't get awakened. In normal life, you see, people are very happy. When someone dies in the family, the moment you see, awareness comes. Oh, my mom, she passed away. See how many days it affects the mind of us when we hear that. Because we feel, is it a fact? How can I accept it? So it is a dukkha. But dukkha is giving a question, and that question is a very serious question which is taking us to find some proper reply of it. Dukkha is not dukkha. Dukkha is giving, the first principle is dukkha, there is dukkha, as Buddha said. There is suffering. Then it does not end. Second principle is said, dukkha, and there is a cause of suffering. Why this suffering is happening? So there is a cause. Find out what is the cause. Vedanta will say, what is the cause? Because you have forgotten our own divine essential nature, the divine nature, the pure nature, the stainless nature, birthless, deathless nature. So ignorance. And Buddha also said ignorance in another way. So it is the cause, there is a cause of suffering. So people will ask, why I am suffering? You have to find something. Must have to believe that the virus is matter or it is conscious. What is the energy behind the virus? Some questioning. That question probes, takes us from the surface to the deeper and deeper substance of our very personality. Of this, there is a spirit, tremendous cosmic energy, you call energy or power, behind everything. So this question takes us to the solution that there is suffering. And suffering is experienced by us all. Now it is no more a philosophy, but it is the experience, serious, shocking experience at one moment. It takes time in individual life to get to reach this point. Some blows come from the death, bereavement, and disease or incurable suffering. No? But it is like a virus, coronavirus came in a certain blow. And December to this, see the situation of the whole world, how it has changed suddenly. Everything stopped. Could you think that go to New York, the streets are all free? Go to any city. In India, we are seeing that Calcutta, there is nobody in the street. And all the shopping place, school, college, every hospital is running by, of course, that's also with much difficulty, but it is going on. But this you cannot deny this. It is no philosophy. It is a reality. And everyone has a cosmic power, cosmic energy behind, which we call in different language God. In Ramakrishna tradition, we call Mother Kali, dancing of Mother Kali. Kali dances sometimes. So Kali is in both ways. She distributes joy and pleasure as also dancing, destruction dance. So suddenly it has happened. It is bad, really, we don't want it. But we will have to take the measures in the physical level, whatever, to obstruct those physical obstacles. But another point is that, no, that's not all. We will have to find some higher level of solution of it. The first is the physical level. Yes, follow what CDC advises. Sanitize the hand, walk very much, do some exercise so that you feel your lungs function much effectively. Keep a distance, social distance. Every time sanitize your hand. Don't touch your face, though we say like that and touch. So don't touch. Those are the things to be all maintained. And that is the point. And if you can, so take care of all these things, all the health measures. But that alone is not the solution. There's another opportunity in another level which awakens our spiritual waking, spiritual awareness. That this problem is there, this suffering. Are we born, as in the Kathopanishad says, Shasyamiva marta jayate paschate punaha? Are we born like the grains and seeds like that to grow and then stay for some day, suffer, winter, heat? See, look at the trees. Like, are we like that? We were one time that, but now as a human being, we don't want to stay like that. Under the circumstances, go to the east coast, you will find all fall. And fall what? All the trees are dead almost. Hibernating period. How they survive? And when nature gives it, then again, suddenly, spring. And then all green leaves are coming, quickly changing color. And then, so we are subject to the nature's dictation. That is, but we are not. We want to transcend that. Swami Vivekananda said, to go over the nature, external and internal. Spirituality is to conquer the nature, external and internal. There is Swami's own language. Each soul is potentially divine, and there he says that we have to overcome our external nature and internal nature. External nature is this natural calamity, whatever is happening. And internal awareness is to be also internal problems are there, to conquer both this area and to make us stable into our something more than what we are seeing now, our divine entity. So there is a cause of suffering. So to find out what is the cause of suffering, why am I engaged in this?
1 minute. Tradesh collection. Are we live again?
Okay. So we'll have to understand that this suffering is not the end. We have to conquer that. And that conquering, before conquering, know why you are bound. Because Buddha said there is a cause and that is the ignorance. Vedanta says ignorance, you are deluded, you are superimposing something wrong on what is the reality and not seeing the reality. And then third is Buddha's assertion, there is a cessation of suffering. Yes, in the past, Indian in sages and saints in every religion have transcended this. They have conquered this suffering by their own power. And there is a journey we can follow, the path. And according to Buddha, eightfold path. But for Vedanta and Bhakti, every means, every ways we take, there are some path to follow. So now what we are talking about, that this, what is the obstacle now? This obstacle can be thought of in a practical sense, an opportunity in our life. As we are saying that most of our friends are all quarantined in their home, though they are not having symptoms, but it means that don't go out. That means you are in the jail in your own home. So, but that does not stop our thinking. When we are at home, now under this context, what we can do? We can question this. We can try to find the solution of it. We can be serious to overcome these obstacles which is making me sick of being bound by the limitations in which I am now forced to stay. So that what to do as this time, though we may find hundreds ways of going out of it, but Vedantic way will be how we can utilize our time when we are in our own residence. Some people are working, of course, some people are working on companies, on internet and other things. But apart from that,
Okay, no, it seems to be all right now.
okay. Sorry for the interruption. So we are talking about that this how this obstacle which we are facing now all over the world, this is giving us some opportunity to look at our life and to create a new relationship with the whole world. When we are happy moment, in our happy moment, we have our money, we have our fun. Which country is fighting? I am superior to you. So to show that superiority, and everyone is trying to prepare arms and fighting with each other. Now see the change. What an opportunity has come. They are all globally thinking how to fight the virus. One point, all the countries, they are putting their resources and facilities to serve these people who are having in pandemic situation due to the virus. So you see, another opportunity to open the heart has come. The impact, unconsciously, this situation has come, and you see that suddenly some unseen forces are trying to bind the whole world, as it were. Everyone is now focused on this virus and how to tackle it, how to help. And you look at that, this has become an opportunity. Many people, they are sitting in their home and utilizing their time for the best possible way, using their energy in doing something good. I know of one group of people, they are young people, they made a group, they say, we are friend circle, and they are sending message that whoever in need, anyway, we are there for you. I remember Swami Vivekananda gave this assurance. They are following the Swami Vivekananda's footsteps to say, this is the critical time, crisis time, we are there for you. That gives how much strength in the mind of the people who cannot go for grocery, who cannot do for other things, or who need maybe hospitalization, maybe some help. They are not caring for themselves. Caring means they take protection, but life is not crippled there. This is opening up the generous mind which is dormant God in us. Swami Vivekananda says, we are all divine by our nature. The divinity is obscured. But when this type of crisis comes, it opens the heart. As Swami Vivekananda started in the plague story of Calcutta. He inspired his monastic disciples, as also he inspired the devotees, and Sister Nivedita guided that. They know what is plague. But you see, the boldness comes, a divine power comes and generates from within. And they find that they are all fearless. And they are serving the plague-stricken people that time, feeding, nursing, caring. Only what little protection of their nose is fine, that is they covering their face little bit and washing and cleanliness. But this is the time we find that there are such groups, even in LA, that someone is calling me that we want to do something to serve. I say, yes, go, make a friend, Like a circle, and announce that you are there for other people who cannot go to grocery, bring their grocery at their home, or whatever help you can do. So this is coming from themselves, that this is not a bad, that it is an obstacle, but obstacle is generating the generous mind which is potent and hidden in us, that is opening up. We can find, of course, Ramakrishna mission is always famous in India, and the monks are trying to serve these afflicted people. You find even in Rishikesh, in the Himalayas, where they have started relief service, distributing bread packets in the morning and evening to the monks and poor people who are on the Ganga Ghat, in the Triveni Ghat. And we find that in different centers in India, already 8 centers, they are distributing rice, dal, edible oil. This is the order, as a Ramakrishna order principle, they are doing it. In Mumbai, they are giving cooked food twice a day to needy people, like that. And also in Calicut, they are doing some relief camp, out-of-state laborers, and those who are staying over there in the camp, they are trying to help them. Masks are being, in some centers, they are preparing masks for the laborers and distributing. Somewhere they are creating awareness program so that how to handle this virus situation. So we find that people are coming forward to do something concrete. So this is not a bad time, and that to awaken. We hear that Bill Gates, Microsoft developer and philanthropist, announced to donate 50 to 100 million to aid global direction. I do not know what is the exact figure. Isolation and treatment. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, teaming with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, donated 25 million towards the research on possible coronavirus treatment. And other philanthropists, like they are giving millions of dollars, and one Indian gentleman, the richest person in India, Ratan Tata, they have given about 15,000 million Indian currency rupees for the fight against COVID-19. So we find that this is the physical level people can do. Even staying at home, someone can call a friend, or can inquire about some old people, neighboring people, go to sometimes to the door of, if they know that there is somebody. So this time, it is a time to open the heart more, to be generous, and that will be spontaneous, because in us there is divine. When opportunity comes, even most selfish people opens their heart a little bit. And that we find that this type of situation can be utilized to open our hearts in that direction, to intensify our differences, how we can make all the minor, we live in minor petty differences, people live in life, no? Something has happened sometime, and we want to keep that in our mind and continue to suffer all and the separation from each other. This is the time, because when we are thinking, any one of us may be a victim of, and I do not know whether that person, tomorrow I will survive here. This type of thinking is creating at least this mood to forget and forgive in our interpersonal relationship. One great thing is happening, if this opportunity can be taken, and already taken, that in the spiritual unfoldment area, suddenly we are finding that our interfaith and interreligious council of Los Angeles, what is called Southern California, that they have taken a wonderful idea, worshipping without boundaries. It is not a matter of joke. This interfaith meeting is going on for, at least in this center I know, it started around now about maybe 50 years.
We had celebrated our
58 years. So over 50 years. And they used to say, when I used to go to the interfaith, they say, are you a Buddhist? They do not know what is called Vedanta, even though our Vedanta representative going on for a long time. And they say, talk different things. Now, that is turned totally opposite. They are creating a website of them where they are welcoming all other religious tradition to know, so that one Hindu group of people know how the Jewish people worship, and they can participate. And the Jewish person can know what is Muslim people doing or Hindu people are doing in their regular, real preaching, and they are living their life. Most important is this, how they practice their religion and how we practice our religion. So here comes Swami Sri Ramakrishna came in this age for this harmony, I feel, it is my own personal feeling, that how unconsciously that is coming out, the unity in diversity. And then that was the great teaching. Swami Vivekananda said we need not be one. We must have our separation, separate ideas of religion, about thinking about God, with which way I worship and what I do. But the goal should be one, and that's why that ultimate truth is the same. And how we can approach. And this is a theory. India has done it for thousands of years. Everywhere we quote this verse, Ekang Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. Truth is only one. Religions are only different. Vipra, the sages, talk it in different names. No? This is okay. India survived with that idea. But still, animosity with different religious groups, and everyone thinking my religion is higher, your religion is lower. Whole world will be converted into Christianity. Whole world will be converted into Islam. Whole world will be Hindu. Whole world will be... No, not like that. But how the harmony is coming unconsciously. I am really thankful to those brains who have brought out this idea to bring into the Interreligious Council of Los Angeles. And it will be an example for others also, that all religious groups should think that we are not the only way. Only way that creates the problem of the whole world in religious life. And this situation of this present situation, how unconsciously it is changing its direction and bringing this idea of harmony to stabilize their own path. Everyone should be following their own path. Respect for others' path. Conclusion is God. So I think that is the opportunity, rather the obstacle. Obstacle, creating this opportunity. You can find that the people are coming out with this idea. Different people are thinking, and even in each religious division, there are multiple ideas, ways, and differences. But it is this unfolding of the inner truth, questioning about life, putting into action for doing something good, which we call in simple terminology, and praying to God, which we call the harmony of all yogas. That is also becoming unconsciously developing in the heart of all. Sitting in the morning, evening in their home, as we are inspiring also, and I am hearing different reports from different areas, that they are sitting in the morning, and they are setting a time. Okay, we'll chant the name of the Lord, whatever, Jai Ma Kali, Jai Shri Durga, or whatever, Jai Shri Ramakrishna, Jai Holy Mother, in a particular time. And in their group, there may be 70, 80 people or 30, 40 people. They are all sitting, entire whole family, they are sitting together and chanting that name. He said, in your home you are doing, but it's a cumulative effect, unifying it. At the same time, the awareness, how the time is spent. How many families spend their time for half an hour, time for repeating the Lord's name. So this is an opportunity which has opened up, and every devotee can take advantage of it. And those who are not devotees, they can be inquisitive, they can be questioning, and by God's grace, this opportunity can be taken, sitting before the television or your internet, in your computer, and click anywhere. So many streaming videos are going on, and our website, we have so many evening prayer, lectures, talks. The days have changed. Staying in your home, you can utilize the time and keep the mind in a lofty idea, not day and night thinking about the negative side of, oh, we are going to die, we are going to die. But rather becoming a positive. This is an opportunity which really history in the time, it is really how the technology would have come to this point, God knows. And the technology can be useful for our spiritual growth. How many good talks, lectures, inspirational things are online. So this time can be utilized in that purpose, being in our own home, being with our family member. And also, this is greater benefit comes when the whole family learns that. When the whole family sitting day and night and thinking of the problem, and when I have to go to die, whether I have a virus infection in me, I shall go for testing. Oh, little testing is not done. Is always thinking of that, or thinking that I have a divine entity. I have some inner personality, inner strength in me, which is called in different language, whatever we call, it is God, Allah, whatever name we give. There is some power, and surrender to Him, praying to Him, crying for that, meditating. What an opportunity. Even online you can get so many meditation ideas. So you choose and utilize the time. And this is a great opportunity, and particularly those, for the majority of the people, whole day they have to go out for job and other things. When there is no scope for sitting, everyone says, I have no time. I have no time to meditate. I don't get any time to read. I can't get any time for doing my spiritual practice. Now, see, 24 hours is free. What will you do? You can fight with your family members. Don't do that. But what can be done? You can sit together, make a routine of your whole day. Say we'll get up, before breakfast, we'll all sit together and chant, maybe for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. The children will learn, the husband, wife, brother, sister, whoever in the family, they will learn, not thinking of virus. Rather, this virus, the God virus, which is in us, let it be awakened. And then it will bring peace, it will bring joy, and the mind will be lifted that way. So we can make a beautiful plan of our whole day, remaining at home, and utilize through the help of this internet and other services, streaming videos. And you can question also. You can question any swamis or any your religious leader in anywhere, whoever is nearby. And this every moment can be utilized. So this question is that how these obstacles to be looked upon as an opportunity. So let us be positive. And Swami Vivekananda said, be positive always. And see the dance of the divine. See, we are really frightened too much. I am not just giving any less value to what the number of cases are coming. But if we are aware, if we follow the instructions given by CDC and others, and if we are really careful for ourselves, we should be responsible, and we can treat our children and teach our children and everyone, and give them the positive force. In you is divine. Develop your spirituality. Develop your love for others. Think you are not the only person. Whole world is going through that. Rather, what can you do for others? This feeling, how can you generate that idea by spiritual practice? So it is very important that we must have to take the opportunity to be more spiritual. And those who are spiritual, now you see, you can get hours and hours of meditation. You can do more, thousands and thousands of japa. Our Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj, as I refer all the time, Durga Puja time, used to say, do 100,000. Now what do you do? Someone is preparing meal. You have nothing to do. Why not start doing japa? Make it 100,000 every day. Every day 100,000. Then what will happen? We will be transformed before this virus leaves the world. We will be liberated. Huh? So this is the point, that can we intensify our spiritual life? That's our concern, because we are all spiritual people. People nowadays say, we don't want, see, we are all spiritual. We are not religious. Good idea. See, this coronavirus has done us. No ritual, you cannot do ritual, go to the church, go to the temple, or do this. But you can pray in your room, so make your room a temple. This is forcing us to think this way. And it is actually giving us opportunity to intensify our prayer, our life, spiritual life. By study time, we can increase our time of studying spiritual books. We can do more japa, increase the japa by thousands and thousands. We can do that, and we can pray to God, oh Lord, please remove the suffering of the world. Let everyone be happy. Let none suffer. It is a terrible condition. Those who are losing job, those who are in a difficult. I heard that there are 3 children and mother, only one mother passed away. In New York, there is a story. So these are terrible days. We cannot just in luxury sit in our own home and say, okay, let the world go on. No. This is the opportunity. We can pray. And if we can do anything, we can donate somewhere. I do not know whatever organization are working. But even people are doing masks, sitting in their own home. They're cutting. They're utilizing their time and donating with the paper. Even I heard that one lady, old lady, she is cutting the paper, other maybe toilet paper or which paper, I do not know. Whatever she has a stock, she is stitching them and making some types of nasal protection. No. So, to be engaged in something good for others, think of others, and to feel, if we cannot do anything, as Ramakrishna and Vivekananda said, Swami Vivekananda said, go and cry and pray, oh Lord, they are in suffering, please do something, please help something. So, that's why I can conclude this way, that this is a difficult situation we are passing through. The obstacles are very serious, and we are hanging on. We do not know. I am thinking I will be living here 100 years. But corona can kindly come in split second, and within few days, boom, can go. Even tomorrow it may happen. If we know, the priority of life will be set. And that priority of life, now because we are forced by nature to remain in our home, we can turn this obstacle to our opportunity. And what we can handle it in 3 fronts. One is the physical front. Physical front, taking all the instructions, following the directions of the health specialists and whatever they are suggesting. Second, those who are young, they can take up some project to help others, service, go for at least putting some help to the old people, caring people who need something. That can be done. The society will be a much better society. And the third, how this opportune moment we can take into our personal life, in the family life, where we are, to just develop that spirit, that to spiritual environment, to question, we are here. Our life's goal is God. God realization is the goal, which can give us eternal peace. Otherwise, you will be in the circle of, as Buddha said, circle of birth and death will continue. Janma, birth, growth, development, this, and death. So this cycle is going on. I want to know the secret behind this. So this is the spiritual solution, and those who are devotees, those who believe in it, they can intensify their practice. Those who don't believe, let them start the question, why am I here? You be an atheist, or you be a non-believer, whatever in a way, agnostic, matters little. But you have to believe that there is some cosmic power working behind this virus. Virus is so tiny, microscopic. How it can threaten you people who are the powerful people, you don't believe in anything behind. So you can analyze that there what energy, what power, what force is behind it. Call it in different name. The religious people call it God, Allah, Brahman, Atman, Kali, Durga, Shiva, or any other name. But you may say energy. That matters little. But try to know that energy and try to be involved into that and identify with that. That's a spiritual solution. It will, everyone can put this question. This questioning can start. For one, someone who have solved the question to reach the goal, they can go to the goal and then intensify and then create a spiritual atmosphere, prayer, meditation, bhajan, singing, and watching some good lectures and things. So I pray to God for the welfare of all. I will say, I'll end with this prayer. Yang Shaiva Samupasate Shiva iti Brahmeti Vedantina Buddha Buddha iti Pramana Patava Karteti Nayaika Arhat Nitya Thajaina Shasana Rata Karmeti Mimangshakaha Shovayagno Vidadhatu Vanchita Phalam Trailakhanatho Hari. May the Lord of the universe, the remover of all evils, whom the Shiva devotees worship as Shiva, the Vedantins as Brahman, the Buddhists as Buddha, the followers of Nyaya philosophy as agent, devotees of joint doctrines as Arhat, the ritualists of Mimamsa school as Karma, Great Spirit by the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of Zoroastrian, as the Father in the heaven by the Christians, Allah by the Muslims, Adonai by the Jews, grant us all our cherished goals of life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Oh, announcement. Okay. The announcement is this. Again, we will be streaming this video next Sunday also, and in the weekday classes are there. Evening Arati every day. 6 p.m. evening Arati every day, 6 p.m. California time. And we'll have our Sunday lecture, next Sunday lecture, Swami Sarvadevananda will be again speaking. And the topic is a different topic already announced. Okay, some topic.
There are some questions have come.
Okay.
Should I read one question from Tara? Coronavirus, are you saying, see it is divine, and ask what it is saying to us?
Shall I say?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is that whether coronavirus is to see.
Should we see it as divine?
As divine.
And so what is it saying to us? Are you asking like that?
Yeah. See, it is a deep question. If you really believe that everything is going on by God's will, so to create a cosmic awareness, we can say Corona, God has come in this form, as Kali, sometimes come in the destruction form. But for others, I don't want to be so far go, because it is so many people of different levels. It is not, I am not thinking it is a blessings. It is not God has come, but God's devil has come. He has sent his emissary. So it is not he. But anyhow, whatever way we look, yes, a true devotee can see God presence. Just in this beginning, when this chorus singing was going on, you see, the last 3 lines is the see God in the blue of the sky, the waves of the sea, which is disturbing. See God in the face of a friend, in the simplicity of a child, that's good. God in the horrors of death, in the steadfastness of the saint. So, these are the different ways, according to one person. To see God in the horrors of death. We sang at the beginning. that to see God in the horrors of death needs greater strength, greater courage. Swami Vivekananda said, who can hug death, dance in destruction's dance? The mother comes to her. So it is a very bold statement. I am not telling that it is everyone can take it, but we can say, oh mother, these demons divine. A whole Chandi works on that. The demons are disturbing us. Oh God, mother, please help us. Drive them out of our life. No? So, yes, if you are strong enough, yes, that is the ultimate truth. There is nothing but God, according to Vedanta. There is a story, I end with that story, that there was one gentleman, one holy man was there, and one landlord was beating some innocent person, and that holy man said, "Sir, why are you beating that?" And seeing that rage, the anger went on to the holy man, and he was beaten. And he was beaten by the landlord, and he became unconscious and almost lost his consciousness for a long time. So the monastery, the people of the monastery came and they took him to their monastery, and then when after a long time he is coming back to senses and someone was feeding the milk, then he said, who has, who is feeding you the milk? He said, he who is feeding the milk, he has beaten me, he is feeding the milk. So this is a level of high level. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. There is no other anything, virus or this and that. These are all mother's form. But for general people, it will be too much to think in that line at our mental state. But better to say we want to get out of the obstacle by thinking of the divine. Thank you.
Saturday, Hanuman Jayanti.
Achha, 3 things announcement. Saturday, Hanuman Jayanti, this Saturday.
We're doing in a small way, we'll stream some chanting from the temple.
Okay. On Saturday, next Saturday, no, before that is Hanuman Jayanti. No, that is the Hanuman Jayanti day.
We're celebrating on Saturday. We're going to observe on Saturday with small chanting,
Achha.
streaming from here.
Achha. So we will be streaming on Saturday, not on Hanuman Chalisa day. We have a different day.
Ram Navami.
Ram Navami. Oh, huh. Ram Navami is Ram Navami.
On Thursday.
On Thursday we will have Ram Navami then. In the evening. So let me announce clearly, because I am confused so many times. So this statement is that Ram Navami day, that is on Thursday, we will have, after evening prayer, we will have our Ram Nam as we do. That's announcement. Second is Saturday, we have our Hanuman Chalisa. That is whole day, but that is curtailed. We will do some small in the morning time, 4 o'clock or 4:30 to some 11 chants probably, and then end. And then at the end of the day, around 4 o'clock, again we start to chant the Hanuman Chalisa, end it before evening prayer. And then Sunday lecture will be by Sarvadevananda with some topic, destroying the
Impressions of the mind.
destroying the impressions of mind, which is from Yoga Vasishta. We will talk about that. Okay, thank you all for listening. Jai Ma. And this